Wow, I already got 3 thumbs up. Hey, that is what's up. But ain't none of y'all in here yet. Hold on a second. Oh Lord, he started up as soon as I went live. As soon as I went live. Guys, please excuse my son making these weird noises. Why are you doing that, little boy? Hello, good afternoon. This is High Priestess Jamila. We're here to talk about the narc. And I wanted to talk about this last night, but I was just too tired. I just want to say this, that narcissistic people, they really want to be in control of others. Nobody's going to give you any kind of control or power over them because you're so unstable and you're constantly going through these cycles of drama and abuse, and nobody wants to deal with that, but they're very overly critical. Oh, I wouldn't have done that like that. Oh, what? Oh, what? So you left a house with mold in it to go stay in an extended stay until you get your place? Oh, well, I would have did it better. Oh, well, I would have. Listen. These people lack empathy. So whenever they're dealing with any kind of situation, the empathy goes out of the door. It does. And they don't have an understanding. They don't. That's just like I'm still healing. I'm feeling better and better every day, but I'm still healing. These people criticize you. You could be laying up in the hospital bed, half dead. They still criticizing you. These people don't have the ability to, first of all, nobody is perfect. Nobody has ever done everything 100% perfect. There are no perfect people on this earth. People are designed to make mistakes. Okay, I got to take him outside so he can run around for a little while, y'all. He has got to go outside and run around. That's what I'm about to do with him. Right before my reading, I'm going to take Jacob outside so he can, Nobody has ever done anything 100% perfect. And just because they didn't do it the way you would do it, look, that person did what they could. That person did whatever they could within their power. Now, I have it on good authority to know that sometimes especially if you move out of a house with mold in it, you might be a little sick from that mold, or either radon, or maybe you just got sick. Maybe you had a death in your family. Maybe you were going through something. These people, the narcissists, and I couldn't believe it. Like, first of all, if you have a problem with me, if you really had a problem with me, what does that have to do with any? They're very critical and they're not ever prosperous. Have you noticed that narcissistic people are constantly criticizing people and they have never even gotten there yet? They're not even there yet. They're not even where they want to be. If they were where they wanted to be, they wouldn't be arguing, harassing you. Oh, you mean to tell me, look at you. So last night, I said, these people, I was looking at a group of people and I said, this is just disgusting. All these people are so narcissistic. And being overly critical, that's a part of your narcissism. It's abnormal. It's abnormal. That's just like saying, oh, you mean to tell me that when you relocated, you moved into you know how some people move into corporate housing? Oh, you mean to tell me that you did corporate housing? Oh, you mean to tell me that when you went on vacation, you stayed at a hotel? You stayed at a hotel while you were on vacation? Oh my God, these people are nuts. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. If you hold on to anything, I could not date them. This guy I just broke up with, he was a narc. I don't care. You just get to the point where you just don't care. You cannot date a person like that. They are hard to get along with. They are impossible, impossible, and they are the and we're gonna make sure that that kind of behavior doesn't prosper. The universe makes sure that that doesn't. That is disgusting. To me, it's disgusting. First of all, you don't have the right to make decisions for people. And why are you always telling somebody that they made the wrong decision, knowing damn well if you were in the same position, you would make the same decision? They criticize you for normal. So, oh, you mean to tell me that you had a baby? What? It's like, are you even human? Guys, and guess what? I'm really, really trying to stop drinking so much wine, but these people will drive you to alcoholism. How many of y'all think, hit the thumbs up if you think that narcissism is related to people that cannot handle their alcohol? And I don't have to drink like that all the time. Sometimes I want to, maybe I want to drink coffee. Maybe I want to drink tea. But these people kind of make everything all boozy. They boozies. Shit, Jay Phil said, how you curse them. You know what you don't, first of all, they're already cursed. Because that's like, but you know what the thing of it is that they don't have to deal with reality. Some of them will have no memory of being that critical. Some of them will have no memory. Now, some of them that are the facilitators of the game, because they do try to play games. The games are so childish. I swear to y'all, I don't see how narcissistic people got that much power. And a lot of them that are narcissistic have absolutely no power at all. Because power don't have nothing to do with being narcissistic. Okay, being a narcissist is a hell of your own. And they force people, especially, look, people may have to work with you at work, but for you to expect a normal person to carry on a personal or a romantic relationship with you, you are out of your minds. Those people need help and they need it now. And all of them, every last one of them needs to change their ways before it's too late. So they're on a very self-destructive pattern. Anytime somebody has told you, listen, I have the money to pay, they don't want to hear the truth. They'll say you're lying just so they can be right. They'll say you're lying. No, you suffering right now. You're suffering. What? I'm chilling. What are you talking about? No, Jamila. Y'all ever ask what? Yeah, man, it's terrible. And you know what? They criticize other people. They're overly critical, but they would do the same exact thing. That's just like saying, y'all ever see that movie Poltergeist when the Freelys had to go to the hotel? They had to leave that house and go to the hotel. What if somebody was like, look at them stupid people. They going to a hotel. Why they didn't buy a whole other house and went to a hotel? That's too expensive. What the hell do you expect them to do? Like, these people act like they have no understanding at all. And understanding is so important that all of these words, love, compassion, understanding, patience, all of those words come with energy. Every single word in the dictionary has energy attached to it, and it brings a certain energy. These people, since they lack understanding, your problem is that you just don't understand. I believe it's a cognition problem too. They got cognitive dissonance and cognitive difficulties. They have a problem with comprehension. So they wanna pretend they smart, but in reality, it's that they're not comprehending. Probably never will, because they're so blocked out from having any deep level of. And then they'll say ha 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 ha, and it's like, actually the joke's on you, because look at what you do. Look at how you are. Look at how ridiculous you look. That looks ridiculous. Hello. So I was going to use a different thumbnail, and it was called daughters of narcissistic mothers. What was the title of the book? I'm Good Enough. So nothing that you do is good enough. I don't give a damn if it ain't good enough for you. It's good enough. Look at her. She got her kids living up in a hotel. Well, it's just temporary. I don't care. Yeah. Man, don't nobody give a damn about what you talking about. I've been wanting to respond to that. So anybody with a child in a hotel room, you're just a crap mother. If you're damn the fact that there's women got their kids out on the streets and they doing the best that they can. I mean, that's just what they can do. Okay. Let me tell you something. These people, the reason why they are the way that they are is because they lack cognitive skills. They are not smart people, and they are not intelligent people. They're not a full-blown narc. I've seen a full-blown narc, please believe. Their logic defies reality. And the end game is, I want to see you where I want to see you because I want to have power over you, period. And you know what? You have no power. In fact, the confusion that you're tied up in every day, I mean, my God, that's why I'm lighting a cord cutting candle. I cannot stand it. And the fact that literally I'm thinking, can you read? You don't have basic cognition, comprehension skills. That's what's wrong with them, is that the level of stupidity is on. And first of all, narcissistic people, I want to tell y'all something. Y'all are not the most powerful people in this world. We've had some narcs that have rose to power, yes, but you're not the most powerful in the world. You're not. And see, there's other demons that don't like you. So y'all got to understand that this is a full-out war. There are a lot of demons that don't like narcissism, and they're more powerful than you. And you know it. You found it out every time. The problem is that admitting that they're wrong is too painful, and it's probably because they just don't comprehend. Very, very special people. They are. But the problem is that problem is when they're malignant. Problem is when they decide to have children, which is usually for financial or manipulation purposes. More than likely, if you had a baby with somebody that did it just to trap you or to keep you, 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with a narc, because a normal person is not going to have a baby. A normal human being is going to have parental instincts. They're not going to have a baby and do that. See, the reason why narcissists are so horrible to their children is because they hate themselves. They think they're bad. They don't know how to comprehend the light or anything positive, or even how to be positive. They want you to be positive towards them, but they don't want to be positive towards you. So you just supposed to be giving all this positive energy and not receiving shit back. That ain't how a normal human exchange works. And no, I ain't no sponge, baby. I'm a reader. And I can throw your energy right on back to you. So they see empaths as being sponges, which is why they feel like every now and then, oh, I'm going to take out all my anger and resentment on you. So, baby, let me tell you something. You can't tell me nothing, man. You know what? It ain't. And I'm going to tell you, I got a lot to learn still. And it's a lot that I'm going to learn in the future. But I can tell you this, I know for sure. And it's annoying. These people take up way too much damn time. They swallow time. Years and years and years go by and you can stay wrapped up in this. This is the reason why I still got folks attacking me in social media. Narcissists that can't let go. My mother can't let go. And I'm going to be honest with you. For years and years, I always knew that my mother was somewhat intelligent, but I always thought she was a little off. And they are a little off. When they do stuff like that, it's weird because it's like, are you kidding me? So the people in their personal lives are like wanting to get away from them. And, you know, they usually do have a network of people that try to make you feel bad because you don't want to deal with that chaos. I have a low tolerance for stupidity. I'm just going to come straight out and say it. Narcissistic people are stupid. You may be book smart. You're human stupid. You may be book smart. You may know a lot of things about certain subjects. But as far as your human qualities, that area you are very ignorant in, and you could never teach anybody how to be a good person. Because the first place they go is, they try to point out your flaw. They try to point out what is supposed to be a flaw, which is just a normal reaction to their asses. They try to point that out and always trying to point out your faults. But when it comes to theirs, they too much of a baby to deal with it. When in reality, they the ones that start the most racket. How many times y'all have a narc tell a lie on you, file a false report against you? How many times? These people are notorious for that. And they not good at playing games because they don't have a winning spirit. They don't have the sportsmanship to do it. No, don't say. Mm-hmm. Calls her kid. What about if she calls her kids tramps and hoes? Exact. Oh, girl. We already know that. Yes, they do that, especially the ignorant ones. What's up? I'm not knit. What's up? How you doing? Hey, T Walker. What's up, winner? So it's exhausting. I'm sorry. I am an earth angel. I am an empath. I like to stay in a blismic, orgasmic state. I don't like to be upset. I don't want to argue. Argue about what? Living life? What are you not appreciating your life suddenly? And that's the truth. These people do have a problem and a lack of appreciation of life. They're never satisfied. Nothing is ever good enough. Oh my goodness. Why did you do that? Oh, and oh God, don't dare make a mistake. Oh my God. I think that's where a lot of y'all are traumatized by y'all narc parents, because if y'all made a mistake, hell came down, which is stupid. It's not human. It's inhuman. Why would you be so like literally will damn near kill you for making a mistake, and you they child. So more than likely, you probably made the mistake because of them. And I'm talking about small stuff like break a glass, spill some milk, accidentally break something. So a lot of y'all, they either beat you or just was extremely verbally and toxic to you. Oh God, I can look at what you did. You broke that glass. Oh my God. And then you got to go through hours and hours of mental torture with these people while they try to work it out. Oh my God, I can't believe that you did that. It's called a mistake. Deal with it. Oh God, don't let them make a mistake. They'll ruin their whole life for making one mistake. So that's why they so anybody else that and literally what the fuck is a mistake? What is that? I don't believe in mistakes and I don't believe in coincidences. I think, and so basically, listen, and they will latch on to anything they can. My narc mother tried to use this that I wasn't talking to when she tried to screw up my relocation to Atlanta because of a man that I had never met. She tried to use that and failed miserably. It blew up in her face. So now for the past 4 to 5 years, the energy that my incomprehensible mother has been sending me is that she just wants to constantly prove that me moving to Georgia was a mistake. How can you even call yourself a mother? You can't. You can't call yourself a mother. You can't call yourself a parent. You know, and guess what, guys? I'm going to tell y'all something. It wasn't a mistake that I came here. It wasn't. I came here for a reason. That's why I made it here. That's why I wanted to come in the first place. She wanted to, like, and it was so ridiculous because everything in my life is going to be laid out before. Everything that's coming has been laid out before me. Everything that I said I would do, I did, and I brought into fruition. You just get to the point where you want these narcissistic people to forget about you. You want them to forget. You don't want nothing else to do with them. You just want to live your life in peace and say, you know what? Because they can't deal with hard times. See, when hard times come, they go crying to other people. But the people that they criticize are the ones that are the strongest. I am the strongest of the strongest. Okay? And no, I ain't the Antichrist. And my spirits are very, very supportive of me. And through this whole process, I've constantly had the money to do what I got to do. Now, as far as with me moving into my place, it's just a matter of it being ready for me to move into, okay? Because I'm waiting for them to install some new flooring up in there, and you know, and that's just the way that it is. I need to check on what are you talking about? That's not my sister. And is that my sister? Is that my friend? She needs to take care of herself. Listen, I've been through hell and I took care of myself. You got to pick yourself up sometime. Now, if Miss L wants to call in for a reading, she can. So your mother called you a tramp and a hoe? That's just how she feels about herself as a woman. Your mother probably has that demon of patriarchy on her, Jay Fields. She got that demon of patriarchy. I can feel several of you. Whenever I talk about the narcissist, I do pick up on the pain that they have caused. And it's mind blowing. It'll take your breath away, won't it? Not pain, but irritation. It's very painful. Watching the things that they do is painful, isn't it? It is. And it's not because, but just make sure that you never believe anything that the narc you. Now, I don't look, I believe that women should have sexual independence. You know, but I don't, I've been called a hoe and I only had one boyfriend, so I know how these people operate. So their relation to sex is not normal either. Diamond Duchess says, let me ask you this. My donor is a narc, which was from his mother that tried to kill him when he was a baby. Do you think him seeing a head doctor will work to make him a better person? No. When you say a head doctor, are you talking about like a voodoo priestess or a high priestess, a bruja, or somebody that will say, I can help you? If his mother tried to kill him when he was a baby, that means that he has a lot of deep fears. Very, very deep. Okay, most of the time, narcissistic people, they don't necessarily start hurting. They neglect, and they sometimes the energies around the child can be devastating, but they typically don't do things like that as a baby. Somebody facing that much trauma as a baby. Okay. So that means he has a lot of deep pain. He has to do a lot of deep healing, Diamond Duchess. So first of all, second of all, what I can sense is that there's a Gen Hex and a demon that, you know, basically it wouldn't be the first time something like that has happened in his family. Let's put it like that. Whether or not it was within this generation or the previous generation. And remember, guys, going and getting an abortion is equivalent to killing your baby that was just born. I'm sorry. It's the same thing. That's how spirit sees it. So a lot of women have gotten abortions. Now, I will tell you that I don't judge those women. Please do not take it that way. Now, my mother, I judge her because I grew up with her telling me that she purposely killed my brothers and sisters. So, you know, it was a very traumatic experience for me. But as far as you just, and a lot of women get it forced on them. A lot of women feel like they have to. But then again, there's some women out there that use it for birth control. They know that they're sacrificing a child. They know that, and they are participating in child abuse and child sacrifice. It is on a deeper level. But if you know, so what I can sense is a Gen Hex. We're all under that Gen Hex. Any of our parents could kill us at any moment because we were conceived during a time that it was okay. Okay, I understand that it's within the woman's rights. I'm not discounting that because there have been some women that have gotten pregnant by demons. Now, let me tell you something. It's going to probably be similar to the pregnancy in Rosemary's Baby, where this woman was in a lot of pain and went through a lot of suffering. So for about 99.99% of y'all, all of y'all children are from God by 99.99%. There's only a small percentage of women that have actually had to go and abort children that were demons. And it is a very small percentage. The rest of those children are just being sacrificed. That's all it is to it. They're being conceived and they're being sacrificed. Okay. Are you upset at me, Chris Tate, because I'm talking about abortion? Well, it's okay. I'm not angry at you. I'm not judging. I'm telling you what it is. Okay. You can't. Okay. I understand that the truth bothers you, but that doesn't mean that you're condemned. I'm just telling you what kind of world we live in and how, according to nature, it's not necessarily normal for a mammal to kill their child over political reasons. Okay. Politics were created by man. Okay. Well, don't be mad. Exactly. Because that's not why I was saying that. I'm just telling you the way that the spirits see it. Now, so, and I brought that up to make a point. Okay. So just try to limit The whole abortion thing, try to limit that, because those things are frowned upon in the spirit realm, because even though you abort, the child's spirit is still there. That's all that I'm saying. Oh, okay, you was talking. Oh, okay, you weren't talking to me. That's what I was about to say. I know I didn't. I don't think I said nothing wrong by saying that. I mean, it's so anyway. Okay, cool. Um, so technically, any of our parents, a lot of them could take our lives at any time and not feel anything about it. And then, especially with religion backing this up, which I think is horrible. When I came to this planet and saw how people were, like when I came back to this plane of existence, when I saw how the world was, it was extremely, like, ever since I was a child, I was like, what? I was like, this is just weird. It never made sense to me. The confusion. But then when I look at religion and when I look at politics, then I can tell, well, that's, but still, it's got to be demonic, you know. That's typically how Jay feels is in the wintertime. That's why you think. But see, listen, you just got to get your own place, and protect yourself, especially during the winter. Because my mother has an obsession with me being homeless in the wintertime. I don't know what it is. It's because she's kicked me out too. So, and you find that when you're a child of a narc, they can make life difficult for you. But I feel that spiritual work really, really helps. And you have to stand up to your narcissistic mother. Hell, I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you. It's like an intervention. It's like a spiritual intervention. And now I wouldn't suggest going anywhere near my mother. My mother will possess you. You can't go and help her. That lady she's so manipulative, it ain't even funny. She is a very, very good manipulator. I know, because she manipulated me for years, and I would constantly forgive her for things like that. But I've never thrown my children out of the house, ever. Ever. I couldn't even imagine doing anything like that. But you got to understand that, you can survive without your narcissistic mother. Okay, you can absolutely survive. You don't have to go through that. Like, I know, because I'm a survivor of a narc. Okay, I know it for a fact. And a lot of they play dumb. A lot of these people that you see working for my demonic mother, they'll deny it, but they don't understand that this same exact thing and a lot of the things that they say are exact replicas of the MK Ultra programming that my narc mother used on me. Nobody wants you. You're fat. You're ugly. You're sloppy. You stink. And I don't even think you stink. The Fraggle Rock thing that came from internal within my family. If you go and look at Fraggle Rock, I don't look nothing like Fraggle Rock, but for some reason people would talk about Fraggle Rock. There's a lot of it's a program, and it's like, yeah, but that was when I was a kid. Like, so they never advance. They don't. Your mother is when you think about it, all you got to do is grow up and you'll be okay. Because when you think about it, your mother is just using those old kindergarten tactics on you. The only difference is that people will be their agent and act out their will, which is not your reality. When you run into one of the narcs agents, it's just an agent. They've been programmed to say that. They've been programmed. They've made, some of them even have a script. It's a production. That's all it is a production. You know who the hell you really are. I was watching somebody's chat last night and I saw this person saying over and over again, Jamila makes people evil. blaming me for her evil deeds. Like, girl, that's another thing that narcissistic people do. They blame. See me, I'm gonna say to you, hey, listen, you're taking me out of my element, and you're making me yell and scream and cuss you out and curse you. So I'm gonna walk away. They don't know how to walk away. Okay, and it is very pathological. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you got to tell the narc, only God has the last word. Thank you, winner, winner. You got to tell the narc, only God has the last word, because they want to have the last word. It's not working. Okay, they do. They want to be the last one to say something. They want you to bow down. They want you to shut up. Well, if I walk away from this, I'm not bowing down. I'm just living my life because I don't have time for it. A lot of y'all have narcs that are doing spiritual work. A lot of them are thinking about you constantly. A lot of you are telepathic. And I'm not just an empath. I'm also a telepath. I can hear you. And for some reason, and I didn't ask for this gift, but I can even see you. I don't want to see nobody suffering like that, man. Just and it's almost, and then you turn into God for the narc. You're the narc's God. All of a sudden you are in power and control of everything. To be honest with you, what they like to do is you have, listen, empaths and people that are normal have the power over the narcs. They only get together and tell each other that they have any kind of power. But in reality, if you had power over me, why are you the one that's sitting there obsessing and calling and talking to anybody that will listen? For 5 or 10, 12, 15, 20 years straight, you've been in the same psychosis. And please believe they are in a psychosis. A lot of them go even deeper into the psychosis. And then that's when they start to throw people out and they start to do things like that because it gets overwhelming for them. Now, another thing that I can tell you is that when you have narcissism in your family, everybody is at risk. So what you have to do is elevate yourself enough to where you have financial security. If you can keep at least 3 to 5 grand at the least in the bank, then you beat the narc. You beat them. Because you're going to always have enough money to get by. Why do y'all think that's the first thing that narcs go for is your money? Why do you think they call your job? Why do you think they try to smear campaign you? Why do you think they do that? They do have an intent, and yes, they do want to destroy your money. But at the end of the day, it goes deeper than just that. They want power and control. And the only way that they can have any kind of control is if somebody is down and out. So then maybe most of the homeless population could be caused by the narc demon. Who knows? It's obsessed with homelessness and throwing people out of their houses. And no one will ever understand why, but I think it's because it really depends. But for some reason, most narcissists that I have, came across, they're obsessed with people being homeless. They're obsessed with wishing people homeless. They're obsessed with it. That's why they make up little songs and stuff. And that's why, sometimes they'll even do spiritual work. You're going to lose your house. You're not going to have nowhere to live because they don't want you to live. They don't want you to live. To be honest with you, they don't want you alive. And if you were to die, when you die, it is a blessing to the narc. when you die. There's a few different things that the narc is able to do. The narc is able to pretend to be human by going to your funeral and pretending to cry. These people are great actors, but we on to them because they'll lead you to the coffin if you let them. It's a dirty game. Your own mama will be plotting your death. Are you going to let her do it, or are you going to keep breathing and living? I already told y'all that some of these mamas ain't right. When they gave them a license to abort you, the whole biochemistry of the mother changed from that moment forth. And right about the same time, the Bible probably came out. Abortion has been around probably since the Bible days. There was a time where there was peace on earth, which is why most human suffering and the disgusting things that humans do make normal people feel bad. For the narc, they don't. They only pretend to feel bad. They don't want to. They wouldn't even know how to handle it if they were to have to experience any sort of pain or emotional pain behind loss. And I know what that feels like because I lost one of my babies. I had a very painful miscarriage. They would have no idea if they went through that same thing. They have no idea how it feels for a mother or a father that truly loves their children. Narcissistic people don't love. This is not love. People have told them that over and over and over again, which is why they're constantly chasing dysfunctional relationships. If they don't get along with somebody, they'd rather sit around and argue with them for years and years instead of moving on to somebody that they can get along with. And please believe that the only other person that they're going to get along with is another narc. Two narcs are never going to be permitted to be together. They're not. They're going to go through turmoil. Whether or not you're a narc and you're married, being a narcissist, you're not going to, these people are not happy. Trust me, I wake up to it every single day. I wake up, thank God that I woke up, thank God for a new day. And then the next thing you know, oh, damn, the narcs. You can feel them. You can feel your mother. You can feel her anticipation and her evil. You can feel it. All of my clients that have narcissistic parents that are sensitives, they can feel their mother's intent. They can feel their mother's intent on other people. They can tell when somebody, you can even tell when your mama done sent somebody. You can tell my mother sent you. They do it. They do. And they know they do. And they play dumb. They say, oh, well, I didn't do that. What are you talking about? Right. They hold meetings about you. You know, three-way conversation. They call your auntie, then they call your the sister. They call your sister. If your dad's still alive, they call him, and then they call two other people. And they lie so much. You can literally break break something by accident, and they can watch you do it and they'll tell a totally different story. You can, literally do nothing and they'll make up some kind of delusion of what you said to them. It's like, what in the world is wrong with you? The reason why the narcissists are so delusional is because their third eye is blocked. Most narcissistic people have a blocked third eye. Most of them. J Fields, you probably need a cleanse. Don't about killing your mother. That's when it's gotten bad. Okay. Don't ever do that. That's what that demon wants you to do. You probably need a cleanse. Okay. And I know how you feel. I know exactly how you feel. I've asked spirit to put my mother out of her misery so many times. And as a witch, I think we've all been there. I think that all of us have thought about it. I think all of us have thought about how different our lives would be if they were dead. But here's the kicker. That demon is still gonna be there. See, she's wishing you death, and then now you're wishing her death, but she's only wishing you death because that demon told her that she should be wishing you death. So all around, the demon is controlling everything. Please believe. Whether or not it's internal demons or outside demons, both work together. It doesn't matter. It can be internal demons that your mother may have, but it's pretty universal. It's pretty universal. Just to let you guys know, a lot of them have the same psychosis, especially when it comes to their daughters. And if their daughters are not doing what they want them to do fully, then they coming for them. They coming for them, okay? And no support. You not doing what I want you to do. You think I'm gonna send you some money? You think I'm gonna help you? And you doing all that? You over there? See, I'm in full support. I'm a totally different type of mother. My daughter is a mother. Now I miss I'm a Facebook time. I'm a Facebook messenger my daughter so I can say hi to my grandbaby. I'm in full support of her relationship with the father. In fact, I told her, I said, when y'all old enough, y'all should get married because they are in love. See, a narc mother is going to try to tear that down and destroy that. And she's not going to care about how that affects the grandbaby because the grandbaby needs her father, doesn't she? She needs her father to be sane. The father needs guidance. If your daughter or your sons are married to people, or if they're with that person, they need for you to act like a real elder and show them the way and guide them and, try to be a positive spirit. Now, if you got somebody running around stealing from you and stuff like that, if it's a degenerate, then that may be, kind of different. But, and when I met him, he's such a sweet young man, he never stole nothing from me, so I told my daughter, I said, I'm in full support of, that child having her father in her life. And I'll take care of them until, as long as they need with whatever I have. Now my daughter don't call me every other day asking me to order pizzas and stuff, but sometimes she'll say, "Hey mom, I need some help." And I don't mind helping her. And I know that all my children are go-getters, especially that one that got that baby. She's very, very, and all of them are not none of them is more special than the other one. And I had just as much chaos and mayhem, especially when I was raising them, as I did with little Jacob. And as long as, if you are a mother, you're supposed to have hope for your children. You're not supposed to stigmatize your children because you cursing your children. That's what you're doing. You curse them. You told them they can't never do nothing right. You told them that they're ruined. You told them that they were bad. They were spoiled children that you wanted to really get rid of in your confusion and your anger. And then when the child revolted against you, you got mad because the child had self-esteem. You know what? Kudos, my hats goes off to your children that stood up to you and told you to shut the fuck up. You can do shut the fuck up spells on your narcissistic parents. You can do banishings. But see, here's the thing though. Stuff like that can take a while. Stuff like that can take a while, man. People have free will. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't ever want to connect to the energy of, literally sitting here doing any kind of spiritual work that requires for me to kill my narcissistic mother. I don't even, if that spirit is on me, I'll stand up and say my will be done, so mote it be. And then my will is always done. So you don't necessarily have to go to those extremes, but I understand that you tired of the struggle and the burden that these people cause. I understand. I understand. But and see, in my case, I can't get away from it because I'm a public figure. Many of you that live quiet lives, I don't live a quiet life. If I were isolated, then, it would be no contact. If I were not on YouTube, be zero contact. Okay. But this is the career that I've chosen, and this is the platform that I've chosen.
I have fire.
Sicko. That's probably my narc mother in the chat, guys. She's that ill. That's probably her. I've even said I feel like some of these troll accounts are her because they're way too weird, so we'll just block her and keep it moving. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a narc and you're trolling your kid, man, you really need to take a pill to maybe make you more smart, because that shows how unintelligent you are. And you're not embarrassing anybody, you're embarrassing yourself. Can you imagine the children of the narc, and your mother has consistently tried to embarrass you over and over again? Girl, that don't embarrass me. You embarrassing yourself. You embarrassed yourself when you did that. You basically, narcissistic people tell on themselves. They're not intelligent. An intelligent person would not come into a chat room under an account called Jamila wishes death on her mother. That's somebody that is clearly hurt, but they can't figure out, what did I do to put myself in that situation? None of my children will ever speak of me this way, ever. I can promise you. And it don't have nothing to do with their fear of me. It's because of their love for me. So if you're a parent and your child is actually telling on you, maybe you should have checked your parenting skills. Also, my mother is very overly critical. She's, you know what, my mother was, she's not necessarily overly critical, but she's more so covert. My mother's very covert is what she is. Okay. Donovan, I'm over it. Trust me, I'm good with it. I am so good with it. I swear to God, y'all have no idea how freaking excited I am and happy I am. My business has been flourishing, doing so well. And, my mother hates to hear that I'm about to move into a beautiful home. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's and winner. The Jedi mind trick doesn't work. So remember when I was living in my house, you're gonna always be in that house. Now I'm in an extended stay temporarily. You're gonna always be in a hotel. and then you start to realize this person is mentally ill, And also another thing, usually narcissistic parents, they did not want you to be successful. They didn't. Hold on. They didn't want you to be successful. They hate when you are narcissistic people, period, hate successful people. They do. And it's because they're not prosperous. They're not. Show me a narc that's prosperous. Not very many of them, because look at what they do. If their brain is only capable of making an account called Jamila wishes death on her mother, and if that's the behavior, just take everything that they do into consideration. All of the behavior, all of the nah, 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 nah. Please explain to me why anybody would ever actually respect. Nobody respects that. They don't even respect themselves. Okay. Do you think you can change a narc? A narc has to change themselves. Nobody has the power to change a narc except for a narc. And yeah, narcissistic people change themselves all the time.
Run.
Yeah, they do. They change themselves all the time. Yeah, they're not very intelligent though. Okay. And you would think that the things that they do, they would know this is not intelligent. I don't look like an intelligent person right now. I look like somebody that is being a big baby and avoiding the truth. And they've got to be right about everything. When I moved to Georgia, my mother cursed my entire move here. You're going to be unsuccessful. You're going to be a failure. And then they start trying to fulfill self-fulfilling prophecies. And that's when they can get messed up. That's when they can get messed up. Thank you, Diamond Duchess. Oh, and then another thing, my mother, I'm going to tell you what my mother is. My mother actually is just like the mother on Flowers in the Attic. She's like the grandmother and the mother in Flowers in the Attic. So my mother actually thought that she was powerful enough to extinguish me and my children. My mama don't like me or my kids because my kids took my side and they said, no, we ain't never had our mama do no. My mama absolutely mentally tortured my daughters when they were living with her. It was awful, horrible. She's a disgusting human being. She'll never admit it. No, a narc will never admit it. So literally, they get angry when they can't get their way. So she has been following me around. My mother began stalking me when I moved to Kansas, far before I even came across any of these people online. But I will tell you that I believe that she bought a lot of these people to me online. I believe that it was all set up for me. But I think that the whole rest of it is just other people that, may need to be caught up in it. But I believe a lot of that black sector was created by that because, it was way too scripted. It was way too scripted. Okay. And yeah, you can go to the black sector and you can pay somebody to say whatever you want them to say to a person. Doesn't mean that it's true. Doesn't mean that it's going to manifest in their lives. That's just like I was looking at old boys chat and somebody kept saying she going to be living in that car soon. Why would I be living in my car? Am I going to all of a sudden lose all of the money that I have in savings? Are you going to send somebody to rob me? See, none of that will ever happen, especially if you got yourself protected. So up until the day that I move into my house, they're going to be going crazy. Oh, you're going to be in a hotel. Oh, you're going to be in the street. Then when I get into the house, we're going to find out where you live. We're going to find out where you live. They're not smart. They're not intelligent people. We know that, man. And stop trying to pretend that you're intelligent because first of all, if you were intelligent, would you be wasting your life being a sacrifice for me? In my opinion, I kind of feel sorry for my stalkers and my haters because every single day, first of all, just to keep them from committing suicide, they have to feel that I'm sad somehow. Or having bad luck. Well, I don't have bad luck. I was born with very good luck. But, they think that if they say it or type it in a chat, that's going to make it possible. Because their luck is bad. Every single thing that these people say to you, they're talking about themselves. So they'll just move on to another thing and it just keeps going and going. Next thing you know, 10 years will go by and they'll go, damn, I wasted my life obsessing over Jamila. And I never even met her. Some of these people never even met me. I just sat there and wasted my life. Some of them will take it to their grave. It'll kill them. Some of them, it is killing them. So actually, to be honest with you, narcissism is connected to your root chakra. Okay. and your root chakra is developing up to the age of 5, between 5 and 6 years old. So the narc is operating as a child. All of it is nothing but childish games. They do try to connect with your inner child, which is why they often, especially your mother will try to connect somehow with your inner child. But if your inner child is healed and your inner child, and well, first of all, you got to protect your inner child. You got to protect your inner child. You got to protect your whole self. When you become an adult and you've been through trauma and shit in your life, especially when you're dealing with a witch, there's clients where I go, this is what I do. I go back to their traumatic experiences and I protect them. So protection can be retroactive. When I protect you, I go back, I protect your inner child, I protect your teenage child. I protect you at all levels of, you know what I'm saying? Because technically it wasn't supposed to happen. This is a violation of nature. Can you imagine if you saw a lioness just biting the heads off of all of her cubs? Can you imagine seeing a lion do that? We would start getting scared. Well, let me tell you something. Human beings, which all of us ain't equivalent to nature, but human beings are already doing that. So if you were walking down the street and you just saw, a bunch of lions laying around, and all of a sudden, all of the mother cubs just began to bite and scratch and kill their cubs. All of the the lionesses started to kill their cubs. You'd be scared. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on? There's some kind of happening or something. But for some reason, human beings lost themselves within this whole thing. The whole, that's just like, why would you be okay with child sacrifice? Those things were taught via the Bible. They were taught via other religions too. But, I think that most of the time, those people typically are very religious. Okay. Oh, thank you. Diamond Duchess said, I need to write a book. Girl, when I get on that lake, I probably ain't gonna write my book till I'm well in my 50s, but I'm gonna write it quick too. When I'm on that lake and I get done with all this spiritual work that I gotta do. Okay. And literally, I'm on the side of good. So if you're on the side of good and you are fighting the good fight, then keep it going. Don't ever let these people convince you to become narcissists. Then all of a sudden, you wonder, what? I noticed that when people start to not use their heart chakra, when people start to do evil things and they start to not be compassionate, the heart chakra starts to die. So a lot of these people have to go and they have to get on meds. They have to be evil. Don't use your heart. Allow demons to take over it, but then go and take a medication that you think is going to make it work right. The only thing going to make your heart work right is by being compassionate to others. So if you wake up every day with contempt for one person every single day, and then you going through this cycle, this is just like, what's the name of that movie? Groundhog Day. Kind of like Groundhog Day. You wake up to the same thing every single day. That's how it is for the narc. Now, I will tell you that you don't have to be a narc to be obsessive or to become obsessed with somebody. But it's typically the narc that will cause that. Narcissistic people do a lot of lower level stuff. Everything they do is lower level. Like I said, even demons on a higher scale, they don't even want to be bothered with narcs. They like, man, we have surpassed that. What is this person talking about? What? Surviving? What? Feeling you still searching for self-esteem? A lot of them are still searching for self-esteem. It's like, but we already got self-esteem. We're not in that dimension. We're somewhere between the seventh and the eighth dimension is where we're at. That's where we're at right now. Somewhere between the seventh and the eighth dimension. Where are you at? They in the fourth and fifth dimension. So they way lower. There's demons that are up in the 10th dimension that a narc can never reach the 10th. They can't never reach those heights.
Nope.
Nothing that they do is conducive to even being close to doing that. That's why I said the overly critical narcs never prosper. You treat people the way you want to be treated. So what the narc will do is they will reflect and project their crap out to you because they need that negative reinforcement. They want it. You already headed where you going, ain't you? You already got everything planned out, mapped out, and they steady in your ear. Oh, it ain't good enough. Oh, look at you. I would have immediately moved into a 12-bedroom mansion, Jamila. And you know what? Take it as a compliment. Start elevating the way you react to them. You know what it really is? The real deal is that they can see that you got more coming. They can see that. And so that's when you have to start seeing it. That's when you have to start seeing it. That's why the narc does that. They have those expectations for you because that is what you're supposed to have. And so they may drive you. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a such thing as called tiger parenting. I don't agree with this parenting technique. Have you ever heard of tiger parenting? Very, very similar to that. However, it's very similar because eventually you're going to tear somebody down to the point where you're going to continue to tear them down, and it's just taking them through a process. Whereas if you just relax and let it flow, it's going to happen. See, this is the secret to most people being successful and wealthy. Yeah, you may, right before you make some big move, you may get a little nervous, or you know what I'm saying? But that is that gateway that you're going through. And when you advance forward, see, narcs are not moving forward. And I'm not saying that to be negative. The reason why I'm saying that is because they are so negative. They'll say things like, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Well, then do it. But then they have to turn around and tell you, but you're never going to accomplish anything. You're never going to, because look at you. I mean, we can tell that you're just never. I mean, I've never heard of somebody going to an extended stay before they moved into their house. I've like that's just low class. It's like, oh, okay. Okay, but it's my money and not yours, ain't it? Ain't it? I spend my money the way I want to. So I guess, what do we like? I just don't, I don't get it. I don't get their logic. It is not logic. It's very childish and codependent. Most people that have lived out in the real world, sometimes if you moving into a new place or you getting out of a bad situation, you may have to go stay with family. But hell, ain't nobody really got no real family around here no more. I'll be y'all family because I'm looking for a family. I love having them. That's what I call y'all family. Because we supposed to be patting each other on the back. And, anytime you feel in any type of way, it is because you are feeling that way about yourself. And it's nothing wrong. Listen, it's nothing wrong with saying to somebody, nobody is saying that you have to completely walk away from the narcissist and never say anything. You have emotions that need to be dealt with. So deal with those emotions. Tell that person straight up, hey, you tried to make me. Don't ever say you did this to me. No, they ain't. If they're able to do something to you or make something happen, so anything that you got going on, that's just like something. They'll try to say, I put you in an extended stay. Well, thank you so much. I've got a roof over my head, but I'm gonna criticize you for it. Okay, well, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, it's like, well, I'm not in the streets, I'm moving in, very soon, not telling you what date because they'll be anticipating that date. You can't tell them what you're doing, man. It's sad, but it's true because you want to make sure that everything runs smoothly. In fact, tell them a different date just to throw them off a little bit.
Oh no, 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 no,
Okay. Y'all, it's funny though. It really is, I swear.
no.
When you take limitations off of yourself, and guys, I'm getting ready to do the formula to your financial success readings. I'm going to skip past the December readings. I've gotten bored with that series, and we're going to move on to the formula of your success readings for each sign. So I'm going to get those started, get me some coffee, but I wanted to come and give y'all some encouragement because the narcissist, what you need to say to them is, you tried to make me believe that da 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 da. They want you to believe that you're a failure. Because when you start to believe in anything that they say, you notice how it starts manifesting. And see, I work with Lakshmi. Lakshmi actually has a lot of influence over the way I practice magic as well. Okay, because Lakshmi is very abundant. She represents everything that is worth something in this world financially. She's a very, very prosperous money goddess, and she doesn't believe that you should have to stress. She doesn't believe that. Okay. Oh, you like it? I put up Leo winner. Leo's already done. I got to do Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So I'm almost done, but I think I'm going to wait till the evening time to do those. I'd rather do during the day. Y'all notice that during the day, a lot of times I'm talking about money because it's daytime. You know what I'm saying? And then at night, I'll start talking about love. Okay. So like usually during the day, for some reason, I don't know why, like for some reason I like to do my money readings during the day. It might be because of the energy of the sun or whatever. I think that's why. But thank you, winner. I think y'all cool too. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much for coming. When you know better, you'll do better. Nobody respects an overly critical narc. People get to where they're gonna get to. The only reason why they are being overly critical is because they are a narc. One of the signs of being a narc is somebody that will take what you're doing and say, I would have did it another way. Uh, okay, but we're still gonna have, are we gonna have the same end result? I don't think so. But it's still gonna be the same result. Well, I would have already, like I said, I would have had a mansion by now. So basically, they're saying to you, if I had your kind of power, so basically, they're putting you up on a pedestal, is what they're doing. So take that energy and transmute it. Transmute that energy. That is your power manifesting. As sad as it is, what's up, Black Sector Investor? As sad as it is, that is your power manifesting. And it's got to be, otherwise it could tear you down. It could make you stressed out. So in other words, you may be carrying a little bit of that narcissistic trait, but not to that extent, because we all have to be a little narcissist. We have to all be a little narcissistic. It's all about ego and saying, hey, I can do this, I can do that, nothing wrong with that. But when you are, when a narc goes to the point where don't nobody else exist. And it's like, no, we do all exist. That's why we have a consciousness of each other. That's why we even have a perception of each other. So they can become very delusional to where people are nothing but a means to an ends, and that's not what people are. So this is the reason why they go through what they go through, because they're not appreciating. And the problem is that they're very ungrateful. They're very ungrateful for themselves. They don't even appreciate themselves. They take everything for granted. They do. Okay. Yeah, and I'm sorry, staying in an extended stay does not mean that you're not successful, Black sector investor. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. Yeah. You have to like extended stay, and so then that's when they start trying to mess with your money. Guys, let me tell y'all something. There is always a spell for that. Okay, so just make sure that you know, and oh, guys, oh my goodness, I have a very, very important announcement. I'm gonna start offering solstice. We're gonna start dealing with these gen hexes and narcissism during the solstices, okay, during the equinoxes, okay. So we're gonna have like a special ritual to deal with that, and I decided that because the earth and spirit has been so abundant for me that it's going to be a tradition for me to do some sort of cord cutting, banishing. It's the same thing, but it's the same as what anybody else would do, like during the solstices. It's very, in my opinion, it's important to celebrate those. I have been very successful doing that. And so we're going to actually address gen hexes without stress during the solstices and the equinoxes. Okay. It's going to be so, because that's when they're doing their work too. Now they may throw themselves off a little bit, but as long as you are addressing it with spirit during the solstices or the equinoxes, you'll be good. So I'll come back and let y'all know how that works. They will be group rituals that you guys can participate in, because again, 10 witches or 10 warlocks is better than one. So when we do the group ritual, our powers are being combined, and those are actually very powerful as well. So I want to go about the generational hexes and the and anything related to that, at least for myself personally, I'm going to be I've been dealing with them during the equinoxes. So I'm going to start offering that to the public every equinox. Okay. So I'll come back and talk to you guys about that later. Maybe I'll upload a voiceover video going into that and going into detail about that. And so we're going to have our first one coming this December. Okay. That way, and I'll explain all of that as far as with the rituals. Yes, you still do need your generational hex removers, but if you do the equinoxes, if you participate in the equinoxes with me, then there won't be a need for a follow-up ritual. Okay. Right, exactly. I know, Black sector investor, but I talk to my guides and my spirits all the time. Um, because what I could sense was that, somebody, and it's like, you can't brag about the magic that you have when it's easily reversible, like within an hour. Okay, there's a problem with that. Obviously your magic is not meant to work, and you're just wasting your time and your energy. Okay. But yeah, they were, trying to do some kind of weird spell, the something to have to do with my money. And they've been doing that for years and it's never worked. So, it's really crazy. It really, no, it's not cheap to stay in an extended stay. First of all, um, I can support myself. And I've said that so many different times. They don't want to believe it because it was never meant for you to be in that position of freedom. Right now, the road that I am going down is that of freedom and liberation. You see what I'm saying? And they don't like that because it was, they never meant for you to go that far, which is why they're flailing around having temper tantrums in chat rooms. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, guys, blessings to all of you. I love you guys, love and light, and I'll see y'all later. Okay. If you guys need to reach me for spiritual work, or either a reading, the link, readings or spiritual work as well. Readings are very powerful. So that's why I do readings for people, and then I also offer spiritual work. So anyway, guys, I will see y'all later. Website is coming back soon, but you guys can reach me via Etsy. Okay, the link is below, and I will see y'all later. Love and light.